Hey folks, how you doing? Hey, we got another storm brewing outside. We've got sleet coming down, and that's going to change over to snow, and the weather again is just plain crappy. So we couldn't figure out what to do with the afternoon, so why not make some beef ribs and some nice twice stuffed potatoes to go with them, and we'll be off and running. Now, before we get rolling with this, we had a little problem with the production staff the last time we did an episode, and we used a little bit too much of her red wine while she was on, as she calls it, snowcation. So what we've had to do to remedy that, now that on and off it's been 10 days, possibly with tomorrow, 11 days of snowcation. So it's been quite an expense in the household with snowcation. So what we've done is we've tried to curb the expense and take care of the production staff at the same time. So here we go. We're going up with a box of wine, or a snowcation vineyard wine. But now back to the food. What we've got here is we've got some beef ribs, and what we're going to do with these is we're going to put some dry rub on it. Later we will put some barbecue sauce on that too, but we're going to start with a dry rub. On this dry rub, we have a half a teaspoon of the following: onion powder, oregano, black pepper, cumin, and chili powder. And we have a teaspoon of garlic powder, seasoned salt, and paprika. And we've mixed those all together, and all we're going to do with those, we're just going to sprinkle some of those out. And we're just going to take those ribs and roll them right in there. Put a little rub on those, and we're going to go through all the ribs and do that. Then once we've got these ribs all done with the dry rub, we're going to take them out in the sleet, in the snow, and we're going to just quickly brown them on the grill. Then we're going to bring them back in and finish them off in the oven. Hi folks, we can't go out to the grill without having a nice cigar. So we got ourselves a nice little Rocky Patel to get these ribs going. So what we're going to do, we're just going to lay these ribs right out here. We're going to brown them on each side. And then after we get them browned, we're going to bring them back in and we're going to finish them off in the oven. So I'm going to say maybe about 5 minutes each side. That's about all we want to do. So there we go. You can see that sleet coming down on us. The sweet taste of a Rocky Patel. We'll be back. All right, you can see how we've got those nice and brown there coming off the grill. And we didn't even take 5 minutes on each side. We took about 3 minutes on each side just to give it a little bit of browning, seal it in. Now all we're going to do is you can take your favorite barbecue sauce, make your own, whatever you want to do. And we're just going to put some of that on there. You can do that liberally. And we're going to take and we're going to cover that with some onions. And we're going to squeeze a little bit of garlic on there. Now, if you got a smoker, of course you can just smoke these babies right outside the whole way, but we're doing the easy winter way, where the grill doesn't come into play quite as much, otherwise we would freeze them. And the last thing Last thing we do here is we just put a little bit of salt on there and a little bit of pepper. And then we're going to cover this up in our roasting pan. If you don't have a roasting pan, just cover it up with foil. And then we're going to slide that in the oven at 300 degrees. And that's going to go in there for about hour and 45 to 2 hours and 15. We'll check it and see how it's working from there. But roughly around 2 hours at a low temp. That's going in there. You can see we've got our potatoes in there already. And those potatoes are going to be for our twice baked. So that's going to come out. Well, before that finishes, we'll show you how to make our twice baked potatoes. I'm getting hungry already. Hey folks, we're back. We're going to throw these potatoes together for you. We've already scooped them out. We've got them in here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn around. We're going to add a little bit of butter to that. We're going to add... let's add a little bit of cream in there. A little bit of sour cream. A little pepper. A little salt. And we're going to throw in a little bit of chives. And some cheese. We're going to mix some cheddar cheese and some Italian cheeses in there, a little mozzarella, a little provolone, a little parmesan, give it a little flavor. Then we're just going to mix these babies up. Make them nice and creamy. A workout for the fat man. And once we get that all done and mixed, all we're going to do is we're going to take them, we're going to throw them in our potato, just like that. We're going to sprinkle a little more of that cheese on there. We'll put them right back in. We'll sprinkle a little bit of bacon bits on there. And then what we're going to do to all of them, then we're going to throw them back in the oven for about another half hour, warm them up, and that is going to go perfect with our beef ribs. Boy, that's the workout you get from whipping potatoes by hand. Okay, folks, we're back. We got this crappy weather outside. Somehow we've come through it. We're still alive. Storm after storm, we're still alive. Now, of course, we're in Virginia, so when we get a storm, it's not like you're getting up north. But it's a severe storm because all they have out here to shovel is brooms. But we've got our meal put together to make this all a better day. We have our perfect fall-off-the-bone ribs. We have our twice-baked potatoes to go with it. A little bit of fresh vegetables, some homemade coleslaw, some garlic bread with cheese on it. Oh, what else could you... Oh, I know what else you could use for that. You could use a little bit of wine out of the magic box that we had purchased. And that ties the whole meal together. Manja. Dope. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do.